A security analyst sits in a dark control room, staring at a monitor. To them, the network is quiet. They are completely unaware of the conflict currently unfolding on their screen. In the fraction of a second it takes for gravity to pull that single drop of coffee downward, an entire cyber campaign will be launched, contested, and decided across the enterprise network. The front line of digital security has moved beyond human intervention. This is an invisible, high-speed clash of artificial intelligence versus artificial intelligence. Because these algorithms operate at speeds that exceed biological limits, human perception has become a blind spot. We are no longer the active defenders of our own data. We are bystanders to a war we cannot see. In the early days, cybersecurity relied purely on human reaction. When a threat appeared, a person analyzed the code, wrote a patch, and updated the firewall. This worked as long as the threats remained static and known. This graph illustrates the breaking point. The flat line is human processing capacity, our ability to read and react. As network traffic surged into petabytes of data, that capacity was eclipsed by a massive vertical curve representing the sheer volume of modern internet activity. Cybercriminals realized they could use machine learning to automate their attacks, scanning millions of data points for a single weakness in an instant. This forced defenders to automate their shields just to stay in the game. Human-led defense didn't fail for lack of effort. It hit a physical limit. A professional analyst reacts in roughly 200 milliseconds, but an automated attack script can execute its entire sequence in less than one. Let's freeze the timeline at exactly 12:01:001. In this instant, an autonomous offensive AI, the Sword, wakes up to scan a target network. This AI uses machine learning to hunt for zero-day vulnerabilities. It doesn't look for one open door. It probes millions of potential entry points across the network simultaneously. Its primary tool is morphic malware, a type of malicious code designed to be a moving target. In this diagram, you can see how it works. Rather than carrying a fixed file a scanner would recognize, the malware is continuously rewriting its own digital signature. By shifting its shape, it slips past static antivirus grids, only looking for known threats. Modern threats are no longer simple files. They are adaptive algorithms built to learn and outsmart any rigid defense they encounter. Move the clock forward to 12:01:005. The intrusion is detected, and the defensive AI, the Shield, launches its countermeasure. Since the malware has no fixed signature, the Shield uses predictive anomaly detection instead of a standard virus scan. The Shield monitors this waveform, which represents the baseline behavior of a healthy network. The moment the algorithm spots a subtle deviation, a ripple that a human eye would miss, it flags the activity as a potential threat. The response is instantaneous. The automated defensive platform isolates the compromised server in a fraction of a second, cutting off the attacker before they can move laterally through the system. In this environment, the most effective shield is one that predicts the anomalous, rather than trying to memorize the known. But there is a consequence to this success. The offensive AI instantly registers that its attempt was blocked. This triggers adversarial machine learning. Red attack nodes strike the barrier and are deflected. The Sword uses this failure to map the defender's logic. Instantly, it alters its tactics, morphing its traffic to match accepted nodes. It mimics legitimate users perfectly, bypassing the barrier. To counter this, the defensive AI must continuously retrain its own algorithms in real time. It has to learn how to spot a new camouflage, even as the camouflage is being created. This creates an infinite loop. Every blocked attack doesn't end the conflict. It provides the training data the enemy needs to be more effective in the next millisecond. Let's resume normal time. The coffee drop finally hits the liquid. The analyst hasn't even taken a sip yet, and an entire cycle of the digital war has already concluded. As they finally lift the mug, a new skirmish is already being waged on the network backend. When machines react at speeds beyond our intervention, it creates a crisis of accountability. If an algorithm makes a mistake, who is responsible for the fallout? Consider an automated defense system that generates a false positive. It might instantly shut down a server to isolate a perceived threat. But if that server supports a hospital's emergency room or a regional power grid, The machine's split-second decision has real-world consequences. Removing humans from the loop solves the problem of speed, but it also removes the capacity for moral and legal oversight when the system fails. Because AI is now the primary guardian of the network backend, the role of humans in an organization has changed. The sword has learned that picking the digital lock is difficult when a shield is watching. It is often much easier to trick the person who holds the key. This is why we see a rise in AI-generated deepfakes and hyper-realistic social engineering. These tools target human psychology to bypass the automated defenses that keep the backend secure. If a staff member is tricked into authorizing an entry, the AI war on the network is over before it even begins. This is why shared accountability and digital hygiene are no longer just IT suggestions. They are the final layer of the perimeter. Machines will continue to fight the invisible war at light speed, but they can only protect the doors we keep closed. Our ultimate defense is the AI literacy required to recognize when an adversary is trying to convince us to open them.